the rock as opposed to the normal 42 pounds that these rocks weigh. So kids now are taking up the game at 6 and 7 years old. Quite incredible.
That's a good shot, Pete.
Peter Smith nudges the Canadian stone back, but they are looking down the road for the possibilities of moving things around. There's Bill Smith, who is the father of the third and the second, David and Peter Smith.
We're really seeing a similar end develop here in the fourth end as we did last end in the third. A lot of rocks going to be around the 4 foot.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, when you don't have last rock and you're playing the even ends or the odd ends, you try to cut off the 4 foot on the other team. And Jeff did it the last end, and now Warwick Smith is doing it for Team Canada. They're trying to block off that 4 foot.
Okay.
And you can see already we have 3 rocks in the general area, 2 in the 4 foot, 1 in the 8 foot. And it makes scoring 2 so much more difficult when all the rocks are congregated in such a confined space as the 4 foot.
Well, wherever you're looking in this afternoon on the CBC television network, we hope you're enjoying our live coverage from the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. The final game on our 1996 curling calendar, the Men's World Championship.
Next year, the Worlds are in Bern, Switzerland. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be trying to win their provincial and get to the different Scott and Briar to try to get there.
Jeff Stoughton, if he has any chance or a good chance of scoring through this end, Gary Vandenberg's going to have to kind of corner freeze this one on the yellow rock belonging to Scotland and make Scotland, or for Scotland, to make a tough shot in the 4 foot area.
Line's good. Oh, right here. Oh, there. Well, move it again. Whoa, 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 whoa.
A little too much weight on that shot.
Okay, Gary.
Well, what's happened? He's bounced it over, so now that if Scotland comes down and hits the front one on the nose, he will make the double. And they could end up lying 3.
Nose hit takes both.
He had to corner freeze that one. He couldn't move his shooter into the open as he did.
Yes, Warwick just seconded your motion there, Don. Nose hit gets both.
David Smith made a couple of incredible shots on the last end. Will he get 2 with his first shot of the 4th?
Whoa. Good, Dave.
Oh. How's that? A nose hit gets 2, and that's exactly what happens for David Smith.
You see, he had it a little bit on the high side, Don. It almost curved too much, but good brushing. Makes a great double kill. The big thing about it, he didn't disturb that one behind the guard.
Scotland lying 3. In round-robin play, Canada won 4-3, but they were under pressure on almost every end. The Scots played very well, despite that 1-point loss.
Room. Lots.
Over line. You hear Jeff Stoughton yelling, lots of room.
No. No, no, nothing. Ton of room, ton of room. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard, Gary. No, don't leave it, Gary. Good. Good.
Oh, that's a good shot. Excellent shot, because they can't drive it out of there because it's on the angle to kill the shot rock.
It's a big goal, wasn't it? You need to take off your own one first, Dave. I lean 2. I gotta be better. How much is between the red and the yellow? About a foot. Maybe just less. There. How about Garden? Guard up.
Just a question of what they're going to play here.
You make sure you cover that side of the line. You need to be out there. Guard on. If I hit that, come on, boy, I'm leaving a straight double, I'm into
Well, they've elected to play the guard here.
Which one do you try to guard, Warwick? Which one do you try to guard? Where do you want the guard? Where do you want the guard? Okay.
Where do you want the guard? He
Let
wants...
me know where you want this stone, and I'll put it there.
That's right. And he has to pull the rock, so that he covers. He can expose the high side of the yellow rock, but he cannot leave it open so they can angle raise it.
Good line. Keep it lean. It's coming nicely. Keep it running, Pete. Keep it running.
You hear him saying, keep it running.
Hurry! Hurry! Quick!
I think David missed by about 3 inches
I don't
from
think he missed at all.
where Warwick tapped the brush.
I'll tell you, there's a hole through there.
Like that.
If Kenny Tresser can hit that rock, he
Sure.
can make the double.
Can we get
and
rid
be
of that yellow
line
too?
2.
What's that? Well, you might bump it to here. Want to go normal? Normal weight?
Kenny Tresser and David Smith were the top 2/3 during the week of round-robin competition at 84 and 83%.
Well,
and they have continued curling that well in this final.
That's an unbelievable percentage for both of them. But look at the hole that he's trying to go through. You see Jeff Stoughton holding the broom with the brush right on the center of the red rock belonging to Canada. He's going to try to go through there, clip half a rock, and get some action on a shooter and make the double.
Can he sneak between those 2 yellow stones?
Oh, he's so close. Is he through?
Oh, he just dropped, but he removed the second Scottish stone that was sitting at the top of the 8. He came within a fraction of making a great, great shot.
Throw.
Don't like that shot. What's he going to do? He's going to hit that on. As long as you know wide boy, if you catch that first, you're going to leave him line 2. If you get that, you're going to move him and hit. You better sit on that side of it. Throw. Come up and have a look. You get the inside of that one, no? It's just coming back on your own shot.
Find on the own one.
What do you think, guys?
Yesterday, for the women's final, 9,600 spectators watched the action here at Cops Coliseum. The crowd looks even bigger today.
You put the guard on, he's going to slam that into there, isn't he? Yeah. Okay.
Shot. He needs him to shot to play, isn't it? It's all yellows on the red.
Shot.
Do that way, Dave.
What do you think? Guard off the same hands we've been doing?
Well, they've elected, rather than try and come down and make contact, they're afraid this rock will jam onto their own in the 4-foot. They've elected to maybe play the guard and put it right
Where'd
in
you
the
get me,
hole.
Warwick? Here somewhere.
I'll give you less than that. Yep.
That's a dangerous shot, though, because there's
Yeah.
Jeff can always angle
On the
raise
center
that one
line.
on the right-hand side onto his 2 and get some action on that one on the right-hand, right on the center line, and end up being shot.
Well, you heard Warwick and David discussing what Canada might do even if they make this shot. And not only you have to be concerned about whether or not you make the shot, but what the opposition might try and what you might leave them.
That's what you have to guard against. You have to be one step ahead of the opposing skip or what his strategy is going to be.
Easy. Whoa. Whoa.
This time, I think they have plugged the hole.
Too far. Too far.
Well, hang the fell.
Too far.
feeling.
I just ticked this one. It's probably not that bad, eh?
That's dead jam. It's
Dead jam's no good. I just graze it. Might get it back here or something. I don't mind this nose. Try the nose hit. Oh, yeah.
You like that?
yeah, if you make it, it's good.
I love that comment. If you make it, it's
Wait.
I'd stop a bit.
Canada's going to try and come down and drive this one straight back into here and make the double kill that way. What he has to really be concerned about is that he doesn't drive it at an angle there, and he may kill one or two of his rocks. Leave Scotland lying 2 or maybe 3. If he hits it on the nose, there's a good chance he'll make a double. What a shot this would be. Now, this is the most weight I've seen him throw for a month.
He's close. Oh, what a...
Can you believe that? Oh, unbelievable. You gotta love it. Look at this. Now, great call by Kenny Tresser, but look at this shot. He just has to hit it exactly on the nose, come down, make the pin double. He's now lying 2 behind guards.
But I heard Kenny Tresser say when Jeff asked if he liked the shot, he said, if you make it. I think he'll give Jeff the approval for the shot he just made.
That's the thing about curling against Team Canada and Jeff Stoughton is that you're never, ever sure. You think you've got all the bases touched and covered, and he'll come up with a circus shot like that.
Right. What do you think about it? Like that. They want to strike. What do you want to do? You want to strike?
Easy.
No, I'll fire it right in over there. But just to hit that in the nose or 3/4, I suppose. Three-quarters. Maybe close to that one.
I goes to that.
That's the old fine. What do you think, guys? Right.
You don't make this shot. It's an easy three.
Fancy hitting that into there. If he hits in the nose, should take all 2. Should take both of them. Just getting 3/4.
Yeah?
Eh? Okay? Yeah. What are you going to throw?
I'm going to throw feel weight.
Feel weight, right? Just throw it like you normally do, Warwick. Yep. What do you want about there?
Oh, it's not a nice remark by David Smith. Throw it like you normally do, Warwick. You know, and that's showing a lot of confidence in this gift. Don't worry about it. It's a simple take-out. And what he has to do, he has to make sure that he hits it on the nose. If he drives it onto this one, he should spill them both. If he drives it on the angle over here, he may still get them both. But I think the Scottish team leans towards the take-out game. And that's why you heard David Smith throw it like you normally do, and you'll make it. Can't come across the face of this one. He has to hit it on the nose or a little bit on the high side.
That's the reassurance that the experience of David Smith provides to this Scottish team. Throw it like you normally do. The words to Warwick Smith as he went down to the other end.
Whoa! He's close.
He's got the ball. What a shot. Look at the shooter spill out the front.
Are we getting treated today for great curling shots? Unbelievable.
First Jeff Stoughton, and then Warwick Smith responds.
Look at this. Hits it a little bit on the high side, a little higher than he wanted to, but it hits it right in between the two of them and spills them both. If he doesn't hit it in the center, his shooter stays in. Unfortunately, by doing that, it spins out the front part of the rings.
He'd have to go a long way back to remember 2 such splendid pressure shots by skips at the Worlds.
And now Jeff Stoughton will be trying to blank the end, going after the Scottish stone sitting in the 12.
It seems so academic going out there to hit and roll out to blank the end. I mean, they're just 2 great shots. One by Stoughton, one by Warwick Smith. That's what's so great about this game.
And Jeff Stoughton succeeds in blanking the end. We have been treated to a tremendous men's world final. It's tied at 1.
New curtail M for wheat and barley. Thistle for dinner. 15 broadleaf weeds for dessert.
The telephone.
Oh, good. Where was it?
Microwave. I guess we should sign up for one of these long-distance things, huh?
Well, everyone we know is back east.
Yeah. Well, I think this says we can get 20% off. Well, it's only on 3 numbers.
3? That's it?
Introducing a long-distance plan that makes sense. 25% off. All calls, anytime, anywhere. When you spend $25 a month, call 1-800-806-1166.
Did you have anything to do with this?
What are you saying? I complicate things?
I'm just saying. There's got to be something better, that's all.
Dog owners, now you can have a trained, well-behaved dog. One that goes where you want him to go, comes when you call him, sits, heels, and responds with a noticeable difference after just one lesson. Guaranteed. It's David Dykman's Command Performance Dog Training System. Command Performance comes with 2 full-length videos, 10 easy-to-follow field cards, a 15-foot professional training lead, and David Dykman's Command Performance Owner's Manual.
I'm so convinced my Command Performance system can work with your dog that if you don't see a dramatic difference after just one lesson, simply send it back for a full refund. The results are astounding. I think that anybody with any dog using this system can have a well-trained dog.
Order now and have the kind of relationship with your dog that you've always wanted.
The first 20 minutes proved to me that it works.
The difference is like night and day. It's just wonderful.
To order Command Performance, send check or money order for $49.95 plus shipping and handling to the address shown. Write or call now.
Well, we have certainly seen some spectacular shot making from both teams this afternoon in this men's world final. Deadlocked at 1, playing the 5th end. I suggested early in the telecast that this might not be a high-scoring game. It probably isn't going to be as long as they continue making great doubles as they did on the 3rd and 4th ends.
Well, that's the key, you know, while the score is just 1-all. I mean, there's been some unbelievable shots, and it looked like first one team was going to score 2 or maybe 3, and then the other. Just unbelievable shooting by Jeff Stoughton and Warwick Smith that end. And it's just a real treat to watch.
That was certainly a game saver, though, by Smith because if Canada scores the 3.
What's the weight like? Needs it for line. For line. Come on! Shot! Come on!
He was attempting to draw behind the Canadian corner guard. He is just going to nudge it, but not enough to move it onto the rings.
And by staying there kind of staggered, David Smith has really set up 2 corner guards where that if Canada gets around it, you cannot play the tap back or the run through. You have to come down the face of it because he staggered both those rocks.
Yep.
Steve Gould attempting to draw behind those 2 stones out front of the rings.
Yep. Goodbye. Come on. Hard. Right up. Personal.
That's a good shot.
An excellent shot. It's halfway open, but you have to make sure in that case that you take enough ice because it moves big time at the end. Nice weight control by Steve Gould.
Hot.
From some of the shots Warwick Smith has made and played this week, you can understand why David Smith, Peter Smith, and David Hay recruited him.
He can make the big ones.
Come on, way up, man. So good. Come on.
Peter Smith rubs that guard sitting out front, and Canada will now try and take advantage.
He almost actually, when he rubbed, moved the Canadian rock in for number 2 shot.
Almost a little bit thicker, and Canada would have been lying 2 and drawing for 3. Jeff Stoughton asking Gary Vandenberg to play to the open side, which is a good shot. He wants to make sure that he gets lots of separation between the 1 and top of the 4-foot. And he's going to the open side. You hear him yell, "Come on, Jeff, give us a hand."
From a strategical standpoint, what is the thinking behind this call?
Just that you want to keep it open. Looks like they're going to score 2. They cannot hit and roll behind that corner guard, so they play it wide to the open side. If Scotland comes down and hits this one and roll out, then they'll go around the corner guard and maybe get it in a little better. This rock is half open. You don't want to bunch your rocks up when you got a chance for 2, especially in a game this close. You want to make sure that you score your 2.
Sorry, Pete.
Jeff Stoughton could not begin sweeping on that Scottish stone until it got in behind the tee line. It is second shot.
You guys like the tap? Just come around.
I think the come around is a good call. You play the tap and it doesn't move as much with the extra weight. You're liable to just bump them in. So you know how the ice moves in that area. And Gary Vandenberg just threw a draw, so he should know draw weight fairly well.
The other thing about playing this come around as opposed to the tap is that if Scotland ever comes down and rubs that yellow, it should raise Canada's red in.
Canada doesn't want to rub that yellow. They just touch it, but still get into the rings. They lie too.
Oh, boy, just a little bit. They let up on the sweeping just a tad there, and it just touched the back end of the yellow rock along to Scotland, straightened it out. To get that one by, it is buried.
3/4.
Now, the David Smith specialty, I call this. He's great, loves to throw big weight. He's good at making doubles. Even if he doesn't make the double, he wants to roll in that general area where the other Canadian rock is.
What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Play off, play off, play off. Nah.
Oh, boy.
Look at them.
Well, he removed the object stone, but also took his own out. Canada still lies 1.
Squared it back, Dave. There's no way that was going to draw.
You hear David Smith saying, "I threw it back."
I know.
Although he actually wasn't that far away from making the double. They'd come up just a little bit more.
But when you're a thrower like David Smith, the caliber at which he plays, he knows that if he puts it out just a fraction, he's not happy.
Smith has the edge over his Canadian counterpart, Ken Tresser, in terms of percentage.
Hit. Wait, Ollie. Wait, shot. No room. Oh. Lots of room. Lots of room. Yeah, lots of room. Lots of room. Hip. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Canada again lies 2.
Now, a lot of people said, well, why didn't they sweep it? They would have buried it more. But what they were really concerned about, they didn't want to set the double up for the one on the right-hand side. You see, they're looking at it now, but by stopping it a little bit shorter, the double is far more difficult here for Scotland.
Yep.
This is a risky call for Scotland, because if they ever hit it on the nose, it could jam on the one at the back, and Canada could end up still lying 2 and then having a draw for 3.
Whoa. Watch it. Whoa.
There's the roll, and he rolls behind the Canadian stone. Needed just a little thicker hit to get the 2. Jeff Stoughton now is asking Ken Tresser to draw down to the Scottish rock at the back.
Well, this is a good call. Rather than play around the corner guard and maybe you don't make it perfect by tapping it back and rolling. You could set up 2 rocks in one area, so he's using the rock of the black belonging to Scotland and freezing to it. This is a good call. They have to bring it down to the face of it.
Get up here. Oh, gotta move a bit. Whoa. Got a curl.
Get up here, Pete.
Come on. Come on, hard. Hard.
Go for line. Hard, just good.
Almost perfect.
Good shot. And you know, there's an international rules. Jerry Vandenberg and Steve Gould swept it to the tee line, and you heard Steve Gould yelling to Jeff, "Get up here, Jeff, get up," because he's the one that has to take it from the tee line back.
Yes, under Canadian rules, one front end member can continue sweeping behind the tee.
Well, there are some differences in the Canadian game, in the rules, as opposed to the international game.
If you're playing field, I'll give you about there.
The 4-rock rule as opposed to the 3-rock rule, 75 minutes compared to 73, and some of the sweeping rules.
Second one out, to be perfect. Oh, this is pretty well welded on there from this angle.
And the 4-rock rule simply means that if a rock falls in the free guard zone in the first 4 rocks of the end, you can't play a hit on it.
Across it and get double and sit on top of the red one, it'll be all right.
Yep. This is a big gamble by Warwick Smith. He's planning a hit on a rock on the edge of the 4-foot that is half protected by one of his own. I mean, if he ever throws this a little bit out or a little bit in, he could either rub the guard or miss it altogether. So he's only shooting at half a stone here.
Hurry. Hurry. Oh, okay, Warwick.
He got it, and the shooter also rolls out of play. Canada is left lying 1, but things are set up on this 5th end for Canada to get a pair.
Another reason I didn't like that shot by Warwick, because now it gives Jeff Stoughton a chance to get in further behind the guard in better position. Then he'd have one completely buried and one frozen on a Scottish rock at the back of the 12-foot.
Top 12's good. Yeah, if we buried, he's just going to come down to it, so higher's not too bad.
Talking about rituals and habits, Jeff Stoughton, before he throws, gives the rock a little spin as he sits in the hack. Does it every time.
Line's good. Box, a lot of room. Boxing, just, whoa. You got room? Close. No room. Gotta go for weight. Just top 12, guys. Come on! Hard! Come on! Hard!
Boy, that rock is stopping fast. Well, that's a pretty good shot. That's a great shot.
It almost caught them by surprise as it began to slow down.
You think? He's line 2.
I don't know about this call either. I think you have to hit shot rock even though it's
the wrong angle.
Partially frozen, but they're looking for a double here.
Warwick likes those shots.
Oh,
Hey, watch
loves
your
them.
time too, guys. Tough. If you don't make that, Dave, the game's over. 3. You hit that, give him 2, we get 2 next end. You should have the first one in the 4-foot, make him play it.
Get the inside of that one.
No.
Get the inside of that one, Dave.
What they're worried about, can they get the inside? Get the inside roll.
Yeah, you try it. Watch them hit
Try
that.
for that. Watch the yellow. What we
Same
need,
weight.
just what I can see.
Same weight.
Same way.
Right.
Wrong.
What they're trying to do is come down here, and if they can hit it on the inside, they may get a little action, hit the back end of that rock, or this one over here, and maybe spin into this area here.
Initially, Warwick Smith had some thoughts about trying a double here. He was talked out of it by David Smith.
Yep. Whoa. Way off. Whoa.
it just a fraction thinner.
So now Canada has a draw for 2. And the fans at Cox Coliseum react as Jeff Stoughton makes his way to the throwing end. He has had draw weight in his hip pocket during the week of the Kamloops Brier and this week in Hamilton at the Worlds.
Well, especially when he just threw a draw. Mind you, it was grinding at the end, his very first draw. So he'll throw exactly the same weight, and the boys will sweep it. Steve Gould and Gary Vandenberg will jump on it unless it's very obviously heavy.
An opportunity for the first deuce of the game here on end number 5. And Jeff Stoughton once again comes through for Canada, right to the nail hole in the center of the 1 foot. So at the midpoint of this championship game, Canada leads by 2.
Hope you've got an insurance broker. Because an independent insurance broker works for you as a highly trained insurance expert who anticipates your needs to cover you best.
It's no surprise that Canada exports so much when you consider how much Canadians have to offer the world. That's why since 1990, Ford of Canada has invested some $4 billion in this country and its future so that we can build vehicles right here, not only for the roads of Canada, but also for the roads of the world as well. Ford and Canada, same road, right direction.
Every year, strokes and heart disease kill more Canadians than any other illness, even more than cancer or AIDS. Diet and exercise are critical, but so is blood pressure. So make sure you monitor your blood pressure on a regular basis with the Health Watch blood pressure machine. It's in every one of our locations, and it's free to use. Please use it. And if you discover you have consistent high blood pressure, see your doctor.
Welcome to a world of fast relief from the pain of acid indigestion and heartburn.
Aha! Oh, hi. I'm using this ordinary telescope to take a look at auto repairs. My hunch is we're going to see something kind of interesting here, and look, there it is right now. At some places, you're not allowed to see what's going on with your car. However, at Midas, things are completely different. Look at this. They take you under the car. They let you see just what needs fixing and what can wait. You're in the loop, I tell you. Midas, the way it should be.
Hope you've got an insurance broker. Because an independent insurance broker works for you as a highly trained insurance expert who anticipates your needs to cover you.
Welcome back to Cox Coliseum. Here's the scoring recap for you after 5 ends of play for Mr. Smith from Scotland. Scoring 1 in the 3rd, and Warwick joins me now. Boy, in that crucial 5th end, if David just curls just a little bit more, you're getting the double. Instead, Canada winds up scoring the deuce. But tell me about that spectacular shot. We're going to take a look at it in the 4th end, your raise. What were you thinking when you went down to throw it?
Well, we weren't sure whether to play the draw round or the strike here. As you see, it came up quite nicely, drew at the end, I wasn't sure at this point if I'd got the double or not. It was just when the back one managed to squeeze out as well.
Boy, that was a game saver, because if you don't make that, Jeff's drawing for a big 3.
Yeah, you don't want to lose 3 against these guys.
Still, he's got a 2-point lead, pretty much control here going into the second half of the game. How do you play it? You've got the hammer. We certainly have seen a lot of rocks in play so far, so aggressive's been the call all the way. I'm sure you're going to keep that up.
Indeed, yeah, been pretty aggressive from both teams, so it's going along nicely.
Okay, Warwick Smith, good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks very much.
Right now we're going upstairs to Don and Don with their thoughts on the first half of the game. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Colleen. And again, we point out to our viewers across the country, Colleen's interviews with the skips at this fifth end break are being carried to the audience here at Copps Coliseum. Warwick Smith with a couple of spectacular raises and a couple of spectacular doubles, but Jeff Stoughton has been equal to the task as well. This has been a really well-played curling match.
Well, our viewers are very fortunate, Don, because there's been some great shot making. First of all, you saw Jeff Stoughton make a great raise takeout, and then you saw Warwick make a great takeout, then you saw Jeff draw out of the button. So that's what type of curlers, and because of the ice conditions, they can make these great shots, and so it's just outstanding curling.
Well, based on what they provided during the round-robin competition of 4-3 Canadian victory, we anticipated more of the same in this championship game, and indeed we're getting it. Colleen?
Jeff Stoughton's with me now, but let's recap his scoring. Blank, the first and fourth end, scored 1 in the second end, scored the big deuce in the fifth. Jeff, that was a hard fought-for deuce in the fifth end. It looked like you might score a couple there in the fourth until that big shot, but tell me about the deuce in the fifth.
It was actually pretty simple. We got a early one around and went open side, and the guys just kept hitting and rolling out, and we kept on putting them back. So great game, great shooting in the fourth and fifth end, so we'll keep plugging away.
Your shot in the fourth end. I loved Kenny Tresser's comment when you went down to throw it. You said, what do you think? And he says, great if you make it, and here it is.
Yeah, it was just one of those ones that worked out well all the way down, but I mean, Warwick came out with a great shot of his own, so blank end, you'd never think it.
Worked out. We're having a spectacular curling lesson here. I mean, you guys are making everything. How are you going to play it the rest of the way? You certainly have, with that 2 points in the fifth, have control.
Yeah, we'll pretty much, we'll probably go top 4 with ours in the sixth end, and he'll throw up corners, and we'll guard our life away, so it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm sure they're not going to let you get away with playing it open here, Jeff, but good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We'll be back with Canada leading Scotland 3-1 after 5 ends here at Copps Coliseum. We'll be back with the second half of the game here on CBC after this.
Many traits combine to make a good curler: creativity, innovation, and dedication. I'm Russ Howard, and throughout this series, I'd like to share with you a few of the tips that have helped make me successful. The beauty of the flat foot slide delivery is you're 36 feet closer to your target, assuming you can slide straight. Take your time, look around, and find yourself a pair of shoes that'll do the job. You have to be able to slide dead straight all the time. The flat foot slide delivery is crucial for proper balance. It really seems simple, but give this drill a try. 90% of the curlers have a heck of a time sliding straight down this center line. Many of the greatest curlers in the world have used a tuck delivery for years. The tuck delivery is very, very tough on the knee. In my books, I'd like to see a slide with a flat foot slide delivery, which creates tremendous balance. For 4 Hot Shots, I'm Russ Howard.
Owning a home today in this economic environment.
This home is the one we're going to stay in the rest of our lives.
I think you feel very fortunate if you do own one. When we think about renewing our mortgage, we're not that great at it. That's what we look to the bank for, because you want to make sure that you make the right decision.
To see how you can be home free faster, get expert help, the right plan, and guaranteed competitive rates. See your CIBC personal banker or call now.
We'd have a bit of a barn burner when the mortgage is paid off.
At CIBC, we're working to see what you see.
The fact is, all cars are targets for car theft. New cars may have a higher value, but older cars can bring in big cash for their parts. So if you're not using the club, you're inviting a thief to steal your car. Stop. Don't fall prey to car theft. Get the club. Statistics show that the club is over 99% effective in reducing auto theft. Protect your vehicle from theft with the club. Now available in a variety of highly visible colors.
Maybe you think only those jet set types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Hi, it's me. Flight's delayed.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
Late. Can I skip my bath?
They're practically child's play.
Attention, Flight 11 is delayed.
Can I call you back?
With Nokia's big, easy-to-read screens, last number redial, and sleek designs.
No, don't hold dinner. I'm eating my body weight in hot dogs. No, wait up. You gotta tuck me in.
So get set to join the jet set. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
Let me give you Frank's #1 rule. Never argue with a guy holding a meat cleaver. You don't have to believe me, but I say no other brand of sandwich meat tastes as good as Maple Leaf flakes of ham. I say Maple Leaf trim their meat as carefully as I do. 100% cured ham. I say you can trust the taste of Maple Leaf. I say Maple Leaf is a cut above. You can argue with me, but I don't think you should.
According to Frank, Maple Leaf is a cut above.
Welcome back to Hamilton and the Ford World Curling Championships today here on CBC. Canada with a big deuce in the fifth end is leading Scotland by a score of 3-1. And of course, we are here at Copps Coliseum, named after the late Victor Copps, right in downtown Hamilton. And many of you are going to recognize this woman, Sheila Copps, the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister. I hope I got all that right. Now tell me, have you curled before?
I have actually. I was a member of the grade 9 curling team at Bishop Ryan High School.
And you, for some reason, decided politics, not curling, eh?
Well, I actually got into basketball more heavily, and it interfered with my curling schedule in high school. But I actually started because my mom was a curler, and she used to curl at Glendale Curling Club.
Really?
And my father actually started taking up curling in his latter days when my mom was bugging him to stop spending time in politics, so they both curled.
Well, the way you approach politics, I'm glad you gave up curling, because you'd probably be a world champion. But it's an exciting time for this sport as it approaches full medal status, too. So I think you can probably feel the excitement here as they look at what might happen to the sport once it, gains prominence in the Olympic Games.
Well, I think that certainly the number of people that have been involved here in terms of just putting this event on, almost 2,000 volunteers, the number of people who've come, and the fact that it is getting widespread television coverage and will when it gets to the Olympics in full status, I think that it's at the beginning stages.
Well, the Deputy Prime Minister was telling me that since she curled, the rules have changed just a little bit. Now, if you keep watching us on CBCR coverage, we do a good job of explaining all those rule changes.
Well, I actually used to curl when they had brooms.
Yeah.
And now they don't even have brooms in kitchens anymore, practically, you know?
Please, don't bring that up to Don Duguid. He's celebrating his 25th anniversary here on CBC as a commentator, and he's always reminiscing about the glory days of the straw broom. But thank you very much. Pleasure to have you on our broadcast today, and you have a great seat here, so enjoy the rest of the game.
It's nice to be with you, and hopefully Canada will make sure that it beats Braveheart.
That's right, a double sweep. Hard to beat Braveheart. They're being tough today, those Scots. Gentlemen.
All right, Colleen, and the Honorable Sheila Copps, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Canadian Heritage, one of, I would say, about 10,000 spectators this afternoon here at Copps Coliseum, named, as Colleen said, after Victor Copps, a former sports director of Hamilton radio station CHML and a former mayor of the city of Hamilton. A lot of very big events have been staged here at Copps Coliseum over the years. Who can forget the 1987 Canada Cup hockey tournament final when Mario Lemieux scored the winning goal, the 1991 Canada Cup, the World Junior Tournament in '86, the Memorial Cup Tournament, the Brier here in '91, this year's Ford World Curling Championships, and the World Basketball Championships in '94.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
And Scotland is changing their tack this particular end. They're down 2, and they know that's a huge lead. That they have to overcome against Canada, especially a team like Canada, because they play so well. And so he's elected to throw up a corner guard. Jeff Stoughton, of course, asking his lead, Steve Gould, to put the first one in and then guard it, because he can't run off the guard, of course, being in the free guard zone. So we have 3 rocks thrown, 3 in play. And I was interested in David Smith's remark to Warwick about playing the rock in the front of the 12 at that last end, as opposed to maybe drawing around or tapping the zone up. He said, look, you don't make the tap up, they could get 3. That's trouble. He says, but we give up 2, we play this shot, and we'll get to the next end. So they're very, very confident.
And this is a wonderful shot by David Hay coming down just on top of the Canadian stone. They really wanted it a little deeper because now Jeff Stoughton is going to guard.
Well, you know, since the introduction of the free guard zone, 2 things have happened. Number one, you see a lot of rocks being raised into the rings and raised takeouts like we saw in the 4th end. But the other thing is all the rocks, because of the free guard zone, are thrown in the 4-foot area. And it's really changed the game from what we call the corner guard.
Good shot.
Canada has the shot stone in back of that yellow Scottish rock.
And there's a little bit of opening on the in-turn side. Warwick Smith has asked his second, Peter Smith, to come through that opening. Tap his zone onto the Canadian rock at the top of the 4-foot.
Swing. Don't need to swing. Swing, baby. Come on.
They got the swing they were looking for.
Hey, Pete.
Well, they got the nice swing out of it.
Leave an angle when Dave went and drawn.
I think they would have preferred to leave it so they had an angle to raise.
Yes.
Normal.
But they had to wait till it pulled by the guard, and that was the big problem that they had. Because now Canada, Jerry Vandenberg, if he makes a good shot here, can make the double and roll behind cover. They'd have 2 behind a center guard and 1 behind a quarter guard. Well, here looks like a great shot.
He's through the hole. He's got 1. He's got them both. What a shot by Gary Vandenberg.
That's picture perfect. You'll see he comes through the opening beautifully, hits it on the high side, splits it, and the big thing, drives it by their shot rock in the 4-foot and rolls the shooter over. That's just a great curling shot by Gary Vandenberg. And it set up the whole end for Canada here.
David Smith won't get through that hole. He moves the red Canadian rock over a little. The Scots are taking very little time in throwing on this 6th end because they realize that time clock could be a problem for them.
Well, they have 34 minutes left, and if you figure 7 minutes for an end, and they've got 7, 8, 9, and 10, boy, they're halfway through this end, so they're 4.5 ends, really.
Where you want it again?
Certainly is tight time-wise for them. Both teams have 75 minutes aside to complete the game. And usually it takes about 7.5 minutes to play an end. Under Canadian rules, you have 73 minutes. But ironically, it's because you get timeouts in Canadian playing. You don't get at the world level.
All line's good.
You actually feel like you have more time.
Well, the danger, too, is that when you're down points in a curling game, you usually take a little bit more time. You're not playing a lot of hits, so your time goes very, very quickly.
Well, they took a lot of time, the Scots did, to play the 4th end. 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
No kidding. That is well, if you equate that,
You'd be out of time in 7 ends.
On the straight. Okay.
They're really getting themselves in a little bit of a hole here because Canada's lying 3 with lots of protection up front. And David Smith's going to have to hammer that front one and hope that he makes contact with 1 or 2 rocks in the house, 1 in the 12th, and hopefully move that rock off the 4-foot.
Then the thing is, so Canada just puts up another guard, so...
Well, that's why he has to move one or two of them.
He's going to move a couple of them around and cut the end down to 2. There are 2 Canadian stones over on the right-hand side.
Well, the big thing is that he moved the rock off the forefoot. If you're going to be forced to draw and save the end, you don't want to have to draw to the forefoot. You'd like a little bit more room, and that's exactly what he's done. He's opened it up. The rock is full in the 8-foot now, so if it comes down to his last rock, he's got a lot of room to draw. And he doesn't have to be as precise. In the free guard zone, boy, you can plan a pretty good end. And all of a sudden, the other team makes a good angled raise or a double raise takeout, and your whole strategy goes out the window.
Lots of room.
All kinds of possibilities because there's a lot more rocks in play.
Well, we have seen at least a half dozen spectacular shots so far in this match, and we're only playing the 6th end.
No, no. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's another good one by Ken Tresser.
Well, that's precise curling because it's in front of the tee line. It's, I think it's 3/4 buried.
Good shot. Come back, push it back to there, leaving an angle that. Okay. Just need to push it to there, Dave.
Scotland does have last rock on this 6th end.
Nice, Warwick. One more. Back ring. Just enough to top no more.
David Smith just wants to punch this back about a foot, foot and a half, and kind of create a little bit of a wall back there, hoping that Canada will maybe jam it.
Please, please. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Ring, baby. Come on. Whoa. Come on. Come on,
Scotland now has the shot stone, the rock just delivered by David Smith.
That's an excellent shot. Unfortunately, he bounced off it and rolled into the open. So now for Jeff Stoughton.
Good lads.
He could play the hit and roll.
Good lads, Ken.
Canada looking to steal on this 6th end.
Jeff Stoughton would like to come down, hit this one, and just a little bit of a roll in this area here, just to take away that corner on Scotland. He doesn't want to hit and stay right there.
I think bump.
Beautiful looking end for Canada shaping up here.
Stoughton was the leader during the week of round-robin play.
Whoa, whoa! Yep! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Hooray! Whoa!
You know they're close.
And that's why he was calling them off. He wanted to push it straight back, and he did.
Well, he wanted to get a little bit of an inside roll.
Couldn't roll it anywhere. What's that? Good there. Nose hit's good. That's what I was calling. What's that? That's what I was calling. Oh, okay.
They're both calling for the same thing. And in that case, Kenny Tresser thought maybe it would move a little bit more, and Jeff could see it wasn't moving. So the one was yelling yes, and one was yelling whoa.
Your third shot.
One of the main concerns of the Scottish squad right now is keeping a path to the 4-foot open.
Absolutely. That's the critical part.
Drawing behind that red. One place shot. And there. Yep.
Boy, this is a big gamble. Huge gamble. He's playing the wide in-turn draw around a corner guard. He's ignoring the one that Jeff just put there. And he's going from the left. You see the ice? He's going to draw around that one on the right-hand side.
Nope, nope, nope.
It's a really good call, though, because by hitting the rock out in front that Jeff just put there, he couldn't be anywhere close to shot rock.
Boy, they got to wait a long time for it to curl.
Come on, give it back now. Come on.
And unfortunately, he's going to be short. See, they had to wait such a long time for it, they couldn't sweep because it was well out there. Now he's really got a problem because he's completely closed off the forefoot.
And Canada lies 3.
Yeah. It's got to roll in, I guess, if we throw good guard. Or the straight back tap. Then switch for 1. Oh, for 1.
You play this and roll off, you still got the same draw.
What's that?
You hit that and roll off, he's got the same draw.
Yeah, so no, I don't want to hit anything. I was thinking if we want to move this or not. Pretty tight, eh?
That's good where it is, eh?
Yeah. So he's just got the tap now. He's got tap on that one.
I love that call. You gotta love that guard. You see, Stevie's quite delayed with it too, because he wants to put it right here, and what he's trying to do maybe is just cut off the raise by Scotland. And you see how much ice he's taking. He's taking a lot of ice, so it tells you there's a lot of movement to the ice.
You talked about Stevie. You're referring to Steve Gould. And as soon as Jeff Stoughton made the call, Steve Gould said he doesn't need any advice from me and headed to the other end.
That's right. He's saying that's exactly what I'd played. He's trying to put it right on the center line to cover off the whole raise that Warwick Smith might have on the one he just threw there.
Okay. Mine's good. Weight's nice. Mine's fine. Weight's nice.
So you know he's going to be fairly close to perfect because he's yelling, weight's nice and line is nice. And he couldn't carry it down, put it any better because he's blocked the raise, he's blocked the forefoot. Scotland only has one shot, a wide out-turn draw. There you see it. He's going to have to play way out on, and I hate that.
Well, this could be the match right here because Warwick Smith, as he makes his way to the far end, is looking at 3 red Canadian stones in the 8-foot.
Well, the difficulty for Warwick is that he's playing the wide out turn. Do you put a little bit more on it because it's a little bit stickier out there? Is it going to curl or stay straight? He has to be 3 inches from the forefoot to be shot rock. Is it going to bend enough for him so that it curls at the end to get shot rock? Big shot here.
Huge shot.
This is make it or break it.
Just for weight. Yep. Good line. Yeah. Good line. Go room. Go room. Go room. Whoa, whoa.
You hear him say got room.
Whoa. Right off. Oh.
And Warwick Smith responds to the pressure with a huge draw to the edge of the forefoot. And it's a 1-point game, and he has reason to smile. 3-2, Canada leads.
Condition my hair? Always. But I don't just use any conditioner. It has to be Pantene Pro V conditioner. Here's why. You can lose your shine because hairs can split all over, not just at the end.
Pantene's Pro Vitamins penetrate deep into the roots, while the conditioning formula binds and reinforces all the weak areas. So for hair so healthy looking, it shines. Pantene Pro V Conditioner.
Try it. Split hair so it has to happen.
Be part of the tradition. Make Calgary your point of destination and attend the 1997 Canadian Men's Curling Championship, sponsored by Labatt Breweries. The Briar forges goodwill, where new friends become old ones, and festivities give you a lifetime of memorable moments. Ticket packages are available from Ticketmaster or by calling the 1997 Briar Society at 1-800-549-1997.
When 2-time world champion Ed Wernick started using the hammer, people laughed.
Hey, Ed, it looks like a toy.
Last year, Ed's team was the leading money winner on the Pro Tour. Now who's laughing? When Ed Wernick first used the hammer, people laughed. World champion Russ Howard is the winningest skip in Briar history and Ed's #1 rival. Russ has chosen the hammer. Now who's laughing? For more information about the hammer with quick change faceplates, call 1-800-567-7757.
When my Joey had diaper rash, I felt like crying too. I wish I'd known about this. Baby Fresh Diaper Rash Prevention. The only brand that helps prevent diaper rash. No other brand lays down an invisible protective barrier that helps block irritating wetness. Plus, it's big, thick, and incredibly gentle. And to us, nothing could feel better than that. Baby Fresh Diaper Rash Prevention. Cleans gently, protects gently.
Two-time world champion Russ Howard is an interested spectator this afternoon. Russ won the world title in 1987 and again in 1993. Didn't make it out of the Ontario playdowns this season.
Boy, he was close, losing in the final for Ontario.
One of the outstanding curlers this country has produced over the years.
Plenty of room with us, plenty of room. Where's the weight? Come on, keep the swing line, leave it late. Just line. Swing.
David Hay certainly did a great job sweeping that last rock of Warwick Smith.
Leave it to swing. Leave it to swing.
They judged it perfectly.
Well, over the years, we have seen some spectacular shots in this game of curling, but I can't recall a final where there have been so many big shots, almost every end, a tremendous shot by either one side or the other.
Well, if either skip misses any of those shots, Don, the game is really over. In that particular case, Warwick Smith had to go way out wide, play an out-turn draw, and catch a piece of the forefoot. And it looked for a minute like the front end overswept it, but it grinded to a halt. And as a result, the score is 3-2.
All right, Jeff.
At 24, Warwick Smith is the youngest skip in this year's World Championship. At 23, Steve Gould is the youngest player. And there's tremendous experience on this Scottish team. We talked about David Smith playing in his 7th Worlds. Peter Smith and David Hay are playing in their 6th World Championship.
Plenty of room. Plenty of room. Just for the line. Anyway, keep the swing. Where is it?
Boy, they're ignoring any of the rocks in the house along the Canada and playing a draw around a corner guard. And Warwick Smith has really decided to gamble this one.
Unfortunately for the Scots, this stone is a touch heavy. (3-2) is the score, with Canada leading Scotland. In case you've just joined us, we're playing the 7th end.
Yeah, back 8. Looks good. No. No.
The 1991 Labatt Brier was played here at Copps Coliseum, won by Kevin Martin, the loser to Jeff Stoughton in this year's Brier final in Kamloops.
Yep. Hard, Jeff, hard. That's good. Good shot. Good.
Oh, a nice little bump raise by Gary Vandenberg.
Normal.
Now, with 3 Canadian rocks in there, Warwick Smith has decided to hopefully make a double here.
Just caught a piece of the 2nd Canadian stone, the one closest to the button.
Kicking stones about, Jeff. Jeff. He knocked out the forefoot. Up or over?
Isn't that great? That just shows you what great gentlemen these teams are. No kidding. The official, of course, who charts every rock at every end, will put it back where he thinks it is. Just checking down at the other end.
That must be, yeah.
Jeff Stoughton hit the stone with his foot.
No, it was Warwick.
Or Warwick Smith, I should say, hit the stone with his foot.
Moved it back.
That winger beating the back, too.
Of course, that's a stationary rock, and they put it back in the position they think it should be. Agreeable to both skips, of course.
Of course, first they put it in spots they'd kind of like to have it in.
That's
You don't
right.
see that very often at a World Final. They both have good senses of humor.
They really do.
Oh, it's good. Hit.
And isn't that refreshing in the game of bowling? That's one of the great things about this sport. The camaraderie and the fun that, even though you're playing a World Championship or a cash field, these guys are nice and loose and friends.
Well, I thought it was a classic move by Eigil Ramsfell in the playoff game against Canada, where he applauded the ticks of Steve Gould in chipping those corner guards off, and then when he realized he had no chance, he picked up a towel and threw it onto the sheet and said, "I give up, I surrender."
And the Canadian team had him autograph them. It'll be a great souvenir because certainly Eigil Ramsfell's been a great competitor. Represented Norway 15 times at the World Championship, and he's won it 3 times.
Just wait the room. Just wait. Yep, now. Wait. One for wait. Hurry!
And it looks like this whole end, Scotland is trying to steal 1 point.
Give me a seat. Come on!
Oh, boy. Just pulling up a little bit short. And, you know, sometimes you get trapped into playing so many takeouts that your draw weight eludes you.
They're short boat the last time. I didn't realize it was as light as that.
Well, the only saving grace for the Scottish team, at least they got 2 rocks on the center line covering the forefoot. They may be able to use that hit and roll behind, or maybe a cold draw. But Jeff, this shot is trying to take away the outturn side.
I'm good. Come on. Walk away. Always put off. Just even, guys. Just even. No. Just even. Just even.
It's got a curl. No. Just even.
Come on. Hard.
Canada again lies 2. Well, I mentioned that it was here at the Cops Coliseum that Kevin Martin won the 91 Brier. Both these rinks have a connection with Kevin Martin. This year, of course, in Kamloops, Jeff Stoughton beat Kevin Martin in the final. David Smith skipped Scotland to victory in the World Championship over Kevin Martin by a score of 7-2 in 1991 in Winnipeg.
It's kind of surprising that Warwick isn't playing the more wide-open Canadian rock, where he'd have the opportunity to hit and roll in behind those guards.
Well, I think the reason he's doing this, he's trying to steal a point, and he's trying to play a tougher shot, get a rock in position where he can come off and get in behind protection. But you're right, Colleen, like he's picked a shot that was completely buried as opposed to hitting the open one. And
Leave it wide.
Like that.
He's third shot?
Wow.
He didn't tap ours at all, did he?
well, Jeff's got a little bit of a dilemma here. Number one, if he plays it to the top,
I think so, eh?
12 foot. Like he's asking Kenny Trester where to put it. Scotland may hit that one in the open and roll to the inside.
Where's the weight? Nice. Line only. Line's good. Line's good. What you have to? Right here would be nice. Whoa. No. Good.
Curling too much. Oh, it's curling way too much.
Okay. Normal. Okay, Ken. See, then you watch this one.
Well, they've been waiting for the whole way to get a little bit of a break, and that guard by Trester curled much too far. So now Scotland has a chance to get out of this end, hit, and roll into this area here behind cover somewhere. It's no good him hitting this on the nose, because if he hits it on the nose, it'll allow Canada a chance to hit and roll behind cover. So he has to get the roll.
Yep.
And this may be the only chance he gets to steal a point this end.
He's going to be close to getting an inside roll. Will he get too much, though?
Yes.
Yes.
They had to be on that one all the way. I mean, they yelled yes right away, and then whoa, whoa, whoa. And by the time it made the move, it took off. The rock really curled very rapidly there.
Through body on the barrier. It's easy judgment. You're judging for normal and everything. Wishing the sweepers come up and say it swings there.
Well, they seem to be quite relaxed despite the pressure of playing for a gold medal in the World Championship. Who finds it tougher, the wives or the players on the ice?
No question. When you're out there, you're not nervous at all. You're playing because you've played all winter long. You've thrown thousands of rocks, and they just sit there and just hope that their husbands make all the shots.
Fighting the four.
It's nerve-wracking. It really is. Now for Jeff. The critical part of this shot, he has to bury it. Scotland had a chance to hit and roll. He's going to take away that chance by burying this rock behind cover.
Stay close.
Roll. Line's good. Line's good.
Lots of room.
The line's good. How's the weight? It looks as though it's second shot.
Absolutely, it is second shot rock.
Yep. Sorry about that. Still sitting two, eh?
Yeah.
Well, Canada has last rock playing this seventh end. Canada lies 2.
Scotland has to bring this rock down into this area here. If he just taps it back just an inch and gets a little bit of an inside roll, it's not back in that area there. But Don, he cannot leave it very high. If he leaves it high,
Plenty ice there, Dave.
it'll allow Canada a chance for 3.
That was a funny-looking curling rock you just drew.
It was kind of a flat-sided curling rock.
Take a weight, Dave. Keep the set. Not touch. Keep the set low.
Well, he's way out there. He's got a lot of weight.
Right up. Not touch. No. No.
He's by the guard by a lot more than Jeff Stoughton. Now he's going to come. He's going to make contact.
Well, Canada has to catch a piece of the 4-foot now to score 2 on this seventh end.
Especially the first rock by Warwick Smith. He had a hit and roll. And here he had a chance if he kind of tucks it in a little bit, but a little bit too much weight, ran straight. Jeff is just playing the cold, cold draw.
Marilyn Bodo, the 2-time women's world champion, winning her second title yesterday. 10 years between triumphs with a completely different rink.
Line's good.
Hold
A little out there. Line's good. Come on. No, no, no.
Line only.
Off. Way out there.
Okay. Yep.
Well, this shot has become almost routine for Jeff Stoughton.
Yeah, you're right. He relies on his sweepers, and they put it in the right spot every time.
Canada grabs a 3-point lead with 3 ends remaining.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
The job was to build a tough truck,
So we put the new F-150 through hard labor and came up with features that work. The only super cab with a standard third door. The only 60/40 split rear bench. More footroom, more headroom, and the only standard dual airbags in its class. We figure if it can handle the punishment from 9 to 5, it should work just fine on weekends. The all-new 1997 Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
I'll have the chili.
Chili? You should know better.
And I'll have the fries.
Fries? You should know better.
And now I'll have Tums Ultra.
New Tums Ultra is our highest strength ever. It goes to work in seconds, neutralizing stomach acid to relieve heartburn and indigestion fast. And unlike many antacids, Tums Ultra has calcium.
Something your body uses anyway. You'll like that.
I'll have the chili. I know. I should know.
Aha! Oh, hi. I'm using this ordinary telescope to take a look at auto repairs. My hunch is we're going to see something kind of interesting here, and look, there it is right now. At some places, you're not allowed to see what's going on with your car. However, at Midas, things are completely different. Look at this. They take you under the car. They let you see just what needs fixing and what can wait. You're in the loop, I tell you. Midas, the way it should be.
That's the World Championship trophy they're playing for that has been won for the last 3 years by Canadian representatives Russ Howard in '93, Rick Folk in '94, and, of course, Kerry Burtnick last year in Brandon.
Scotland, of course, looking to put this rock in the free guard zone. That's the area between that red hog line there and the circles. So Canada can't hit that rock until the 5th rock of the end.
Well, I think it's about time Canada, don't congest the 4-foot area, but they have no control of it with the free guard zone. But I think it's really time that Scotland just throws caution to the wind. They're down 3 against a very strong team, and I think they have to somehow try to manufacture 2 points this end to get back in this game, steal one in the 9.
Okay.
But against a team like Canada, it is very, very difficult. They play the angle so well. Their skipping is infallible. Their shot making is second to none.
Heather, push it back. Push it back.
I think they've been throwing caution to the wind since about the 3rd end.
Yep. He's going back. If you come around and freeze the back one.
Push it back, Warwick. Give yourself something to use. Yeah, okay. Freeze the back one. He's just going to slam that one back. Heavy drop, Dave. Just tap it, Dave. Push it back.
I would not be playing a takeout this whole end if I was the Scottish team. I would just be trying to freeze them, move them around, build a little fence behind the tee line so maybe they'll jam one or do something to try and manufacture 2.
We talked about the experience of this Scottish team. Well, since they first appeared on the scene in 1984 under the direction of W.Smith, that was the year they had their worst record, 5-4. In '86, they won the round robin, lost the final to Ed Lukowicz. In 1990, they lost the final to Ed Wernick. In 1991, they won it all. In 1993, they lost the final to Russ Howard.
I think you got to persist and start freezing to them. That's exactly what Warwick's asking Peter to do here. Just play a corner freeze, hoping that they get a half a shot out of Canada, maybe jam it.
The more rocks in play, the more advantageous to Scotland.
No question about it.
Yet by the same token, they don't want to cut things off totally for themselves. You know, all they have to do is score a deuce here. They're right back in the game. They can't afford to do stuff like that.
No, that was a huge miss on the part of the Scottish team, and Peter Smith the second.
Now you'll see Jeff walk up and peel the corner guard off, because potentially that's a dangerous rock room. They could hit and roll behind that, or could draw around it. Look at this one here. You won't see this happen too often.
Well, the Scots get a reprieve on the miss by Gary Vandenberg.
Yeah, just upped his weight a bit. Of course, it ran a little bit straighter with the extra weight, and
Peter Smith was the top second during the week at 84%. He has had a more difficult time this afternoon than he did in the round robin.
Keep it straight. He's short.
This atones for the earlier miss.
That's a good shot. An excellent shot. Because it's kind of frozen on a little bit of an angle where he has to drive it by the other one on the edge. You see just a little bit of the red rock showing behind it.
What do you like? Sir? Want to hit it or just guard?
I think he'd give it a crack.
Pretty thin. Quarter rock. Are they second? Their second shot? Yeah, they're second. What do you guys like?
I think he got to hit it. Oh. I never like guarding when I'm 3 up. Any rock that's in play is potentially to the advantage of Scotland.
That Scottish rock is frozen so well, though. The chances of just jamming and leaving Scotland a draw for 2 is pretty high.
Whoa for line. Whoa.
And that's what Stoughton is trying to avoid on this 8th end.
Well, any rock in play is potentially a score for Scotland, so...
Not if they're red.
I play the run back. I play the run it out of there. Now, Scotland just hit this one a little bit off center. They could save both their rocks, so they have 2 in the rings.
Yep. Want to top it back, Dave. Okay. Hack. Yep.
You hear him saying hack weight. You got to tap it back. And what he's trying to do is save his own shooter. He doesn't want to hit and roll out here, or he doesn't want to destroy the one that's frozen against the Canadian rock.
Light! Way!
Boy.
Hurry! Light! Whoa! Whoa! Hurry!
Canada now lies 3.
Well, I don't know whether it just didn't leave that one a little bit more and spin that red rock off there, but now Canada's lying 3. Now for sure you may want to...
Jeff has seemed to indicate that there's a double possibility there.
Well, there is. They're lined up for a double. If he hits a half a rock, he can make the double.
Up a bit.
I mean, you're 3 up, you're playing the 8th end, and there's 5 rocks in the house and a corner guard up. Boy, if you don't hit this one right and drive it onto the one at the back, then all of a sudden, Scotland could hit and lie second and third shot.
Yeah, but that's how the free guard zone has changed the game. You're never out of it.
You're never out of it is right. Look at this shot. Close.
There's one. Oh, he just slides in behind the other Scottish rock. Canada's left lying 2. And now there's a double possibility for Scotland.
Bit of a bad break for Ken that it actually took out the 3rd Canadian rock.
Well, not too shabby. I don't think there's a double here for Scotland. They can hit and maybe roll over to the face of that one, then they may have something started. If they get the perfect roll, there's no question that they have a good chance to score 2.
Whoa.
Look at that. I didn't think he could get over there, but he had a lot of action on that shooter. And there's your 2.
And now Scotland has a chance to get right back in the game.
Just a great shot. You see, he had a lot of action on it. He actually hit the back half of that red Canadian rock. And now for Jeff Stoughton, he has the same opportunity.
The options says they're all behind the tee.
How quickly the complexion of this end has changed from Canada lying 3 within 2 shots. Scotland is lying 2.
Looks like if Jeff can hit between a third and a quarter of this, they'll both go as well, though.
Even if he gets over in that general area, but... I was just going to say, if he yells, you know he's very close to making it.
This looks like a beauty.
Ah, yeah. Oh, boy. That's a great shot. I mean, it looks so... He does it so easily. Look, and I mean, look at this. Good hit. Lots of action. Hits it right on the nose. Makes a double. Great curling shot.
Well, I think I can safely say to the viewers across the network, this is one of the finest curling matches you have ever seen in a World Championship event.
Well, there's been so many big shots, you know, so many telling shots in this whole game. I mean, Canada's up 5-2, but for 1 or 2 shots, Scotland's right in it. Not that they're out of it yet, but...
Well, the degree of difficulty for the shots, too, has been just awesome.
If you're giving bonus points, and they give bonus points for good shots in curling, these guys are going to curl about 110%. Trying to get a little bit of a roll here, and it's curling too much. Right on the nose.
Well, it looked, momentarily at least, for Warwick Smith and his Scottish mates, that they might get their deuce and get back in the game, but the double kill removed that possibility.
It is becoming increasingly frustrating for the Scottish team, Don, because they know no matter where they put the rocks, Jeff Stoughton comes up with some unbelievable shot making.
There's that little spin. I asked him about that. He said he just started doing it when he began curling, and he's no particular reason. It's just a habit.
So he's gone from a hard hit to a soft takeout here. Nice controlled takeout weight. Looking for a little bit of a roll. He's got to move a little bit now for him.
Well, he didn't want to roll out. He wanted to force Warwick Smith to make a pass at the stone rather than just fire it through.
No. What do you think?
I think they're thinking of...
They're just thinking of firing it through.
Yeah, because I heard David Smith yell down. Now, what do you think? Do you want to take a point? But he kind of just threw that one from the hip.
Well, it is frustrating for Warwick Smith and his Scottish mates. They just can't seem to get anything going against Team Canada. And through 8 ends of play, the score remains Canada 5, Scotland 2.
New curtail M for wheat and barley. Thistle for dinner. 15 broadleaf weeds for dessert.
The fact is, all cars are targets for car theft. New cars may have a higher value, but older cars can bring in big cash for their parts. So if you're not using the club, you're inviting a thief to steal your car. Stop. Don't fall prey to car theft. Get the club. Statistics show that the club is over 99% effective in reducing auto theft. Protect your vehicle from theft with the club. Now available in a variety of highly visible colors.
Maybe you think only those fast lane types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Well, Bob, I'm running late.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
So, cover for me during finger paint?
They're practically child's play.
Right, it's Science Day.
With Nokia's big screens, easy-to-find names and numbers, and sleek designs.
Coach, could you handle sandbox for me? I'm like in a 4-lane parking lot. We're talking rest period before I get there. Oh, I forgot my show and tell.
So now we can all be in the fast lane. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
Welcome back to Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. 2 ends remaining in this men's World Championship with Canada leading Scotland by a score of 5-2. Anxiously watching this match progress. Jeff Stoughton's wife, Susan, Cheryl Tresser, Amanda Vandenberg, the wives of the 3 married members of this championship team from Manitoba, the Charleswood Curling Club.
And with just 2 ends to play, you always like it when your side has a 3-point lead.
If Stoughton is able to prevail, this would be the 2nd World Championship for the Charleswood Curling Club in 3 years. Kelly McKenzie won the world title a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
The World Junior Women's Crown. Steve Gould with his 2nd shot at the end is firing it through. Stoughton asked him to place his first at the top of the 4, and that's what he did.
Again, that yellow rock can't be removed because it's in the free guard zone, so he can't play a hit on it. And he doesn't want too many rocks in play this end.
So how does Scotland get back in this game on this end? They do have last rock. Well, they want to get 2. How do they go about doing it?
Well, they have to put up the corner guards like they have there, and I think they got to go a couple of more guards, make Canada waste a couple of shots, or and hope that they make a half a shot and get something in behind cover, or maybe Canada drive one rock straight back onto one of theirs in the house or one of the opposing teams in the house. They have to get something started. More rocks in play, the better it is for them.
With the 4-rock rule, it's a lot easier to get back in. They just need the deuce, then they can steal the 10th and steal the 11th. It's a great
that's
shot.
one way of removing the corner guards.
Oh, man, that's unbelievable.
Gary Vandenberg acknowledges the applause of the spectators here at Cops Coliseum.
That was an incredible shot.
Well, that's why they're such a solid team. Everybody contributes. Ken Tresser with his finesse shots, Steve Gould with his tick shots, Gary Vandenberg with his doubles, and Jeff just with his consistent shot making and good skipping.
Skippy. Sounds like it.
Peter Smith plays the corner guard. Vandenberg will try and remove this as well.
And as a last resort, you know, Canada keeps on peeling off the corner guards. Scotland may draw around that one on the 4-foot or kind of freeze to it, hoping that they get the jam. One good double, and then you air them.
Hard to believe after such a brilliant first shot he could do that again. He did that last end, too. Seems to have a little bit of a problem when he's playing it.
I think
from
he just
the middle
put that
of the rings to the out.
I think he just put that one back of it.
We talked earlier about Peter Smith struggling in comparison to what he did in round-robin play, where he had an 84% average.
Well, he has an opportunity here to get something started. I mean, you don't care what happens anywhere on the sheet right now. You have to score 2. You don't care whether they make doubles or whatever. You somehow have to manipulate your rocks and score 2. They've got this opportunity. Now they've got to take advantage of it.
Trying to get this one into the rings, and they succeed.
That's just skinny by.
Excellent shot. It's 3/4 buried. A little corner showing, and now Ken Tresser's going to try to pick it out of there.
Really need a T-line weight there in order to bury perfectly.
Normal?
Yep, dig a little bit deeper. Moves a little bit more and it's completely buried.
Tresser can only see a quarter of this rock.
Well, the big thing for Ken Tresser in this shot is don't miss them both. Either kick the guard or get the shot rock.
Hurry! Whoa! Hit hard!
Well, he just rubbed the guard. That was the worst possible thing that could have happened.
Worst case scenario, you either leave it and hit a big part of that guard and get it off, or you sweep like mad and make contact with the shot rock. That's the worst thing that could have happened to him.
We're told that just under 9,500 spectators are in attendance this afternoon, bringing the total attendance for the week here at Copps Coliseum to 136,501.
Excellent crowds. 136,000 people.
Wait, line good. Let's get him. Easy. On, right up. Go on in, keep it running. Keep it running. Hurry! On, get it here.
Boy, they've got to work hard on this one. Another opportunity missed.
And congratulations for a fine week of curling to Paul Walker, the president of the Ford World's Host Committee, and all the volunteers who have made this year's World Championship so successful.
And a golden opportunity missed. David Smith, who's actually come up short on a couple of draws, but that was a big, big shot. If he gets it in the rings, throws into that Canadian rock, they're going to score two, but just pulled up a little bit short. I'll guarantee you one thing, Kenny Tresser will not miss this the second time.
No, you don't want to give a shot maker like Tresser two opportunities to make the same throw.
Sorry about that first one. Jeez, what are you going to do? Oh. Bad break.
You hear David Smith saying to his front end, David Hay and Peter Smith, 25. There's always a tendency when you're light with your first draw to throw a little bit too much weight the second time. He's going to try and chip these two in. Now they're playing the straight back. It's curling much too hard for him.
Well, Scotland is shot, but that Canadian stone is now protected.
Well, that's the danger. And now, if Jeff Stoughton hits and rolls behind cover, they're really in the clear.
Jeff Stoughton is hoping to not only remove the Scottish stone, but also roll in behind his own rock.
Well, even if he rolls to the right-hand side, he's fine. The rock is fully protected in the forefoot. I think the reason he wants to roll to the inside, if he can, is that he takes away the draw around those two. The one in front of the rings, the other one belonging to Scotland, and the one at the top of the forefoot. And you just saw Kenny Tresser indicate that. And that's the reason he wants to roll to the inside.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
He gets the nose hit.
Well, there's a little bit of life yet. Granted, Canada is lying 3, but Scotland has a chance to hit and roll. Even if he just plays a quiet tap back and hits and rolls to the inside, it's a great shot.
I think Jeff's father, Jack, had an easier time dealing with all the technical problems that may have existed on a sheet of curling ice and providing television coverage when he was the technical producer than he is having watching this match.
Doesn't seem too nervous. Seems pretty calm. Of course, the game is...
on the outside.
Yeah. game is under control pretty good for Canada here.
Yep.
I'd love to get that first broadcast that Jack did back in 1961 in Brandon. See the changes in televised curling.
Quick! Squeeze the yolk. Come on! Squeeze the yolk. Quick! Quick! Spoon to me.
Oh, once again.
Flat. It's just getting flat. You need to keep it moving.
Gary Burtnick, the defending champion, he went undefeated through round-robin play and the playoff last year in Brandon. Canada, 10 times in World Championship play, has been unbeaten. No other nation has ever gone through play unbeaten.
Think you'll try that, Shaw? Hey?
Try that?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. No, that's nice.
Not bad. What do you guys like?
Guard it.
Oh, we go here. He's got that, eh?
We're up still. What else do you have?
Well, I don't really want to come in. Do that.
That's not bad. Try it out, Jeff.
Draw we? Yeah.
So both teams have lots of time left.
Yes, Scotland's made up some time. Played.
Well, if I know that he can't get, he wouldn't have a triple. If I end up going this way,
Too far.
I just think. Yeah. I don't know. You want to leave him the extra race? He might draw
I
for
think
one
you
anyway.
play the guy. If you play the guard here, the only thing Scotland has is maybe this double raise like that onto the shot rock. You could come down here and tick off this one and roll in here, and then you really got the game salted away. But I think Jeff is being...
Yeah, we just got to make sure we have a piece behind. Don't leave him a triple. Good last scan.
Doesn't want to leave him a triple, you know, and he has a lot of respect for Warwick Smith. But he's just trying to come off his own, maybe. Try to just rub a corner of it and pull in beside the 4 foot.
Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Wait there.
Look at this. It's not moving as much as he'd like, but it's staying right there.
Canada's line 3. Is there a triple possibility?
There may be for him.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't know whether he can make the... He might make it, but I think one of them would jam on the one at the back. But I'll tell you one thing, he won't be short on this one. If he hits the top one, he may make the double. I don't know whether he could squirt that other one out.
Well, we can see if it, guys. Just tight to the gun.
Feel it. It's going to jam onto the back one, I think.
And that's the big concern for him.
What do you think, Dave?
See, I think if he hits it too thin, he'll jam. If he hits it too thick, I don't think it'll come over and take that other one out the top of the 4 foot.
Feel. Okay, this. Enough.
I mean, it's not an enviable position to be in. You're down 3, the other team's lying 3, and you have a triple to try and score 2 to be 1 down coming home.
Without last shot.
You're in a lot of trouble.
Yep. This could be the game, basically right here.
He's close, I'll tell you that. He's going to be very close.
There's one. No, he does not get the rock at the back. They were concerned it would jam, and indeed it did. So Canada steals one, and Canada will head home leading by 4.
Voila, the telephone.
Oh, good. Where was it?
Microwave. I guess we should sign up for one of these long-distance things, huh?
Well, everyone we know is back east.
Yeah. Well, I think this says we can get 20% off. Well, it's only on 3 numbers.
3? That's it?
Introducing a long-distance plan that makes sense. 25% off. All calls, anytime, anywhere. When you spend $25 a month. call 1-800-806-1166.
Did you have anything to do with this?
What are you saying? I complicate things?
I'm just saying. There's got to be something better, that's all.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
Extreme cold. It can change the state of your motor oil, causing it to flow too slowly, keeping it from reaching vital engine parts in time. Fortunately, there's Quaker State Motor Oil, proven to exceed the highest standards car makers have established for engine protection. Quaker State. What's the state of your motor oil when you're out in the cold? Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
Canada leads by 4, playing the 10th end, and the fans here at the Cops Coliseum sense this Canadian win as Steve Gould fires his second stone through. It's been an extremely well-played curling match with some tremendous shot making from both sides. 5-2 was the score yesterday as Marilyn Bodo won the Women's World Championship, defeating Lisa Schoenenberg of the United States.
The Canadian teams play great defense, even with the free guard zone. Marilyn Bodo yesterday allowing Team USA to score only 2 points, and here, well, some miracle kind of happens. Looks like Canada's going to hold Scotland to 2 points.
When the 4-rock rule was introduced to international play, the Canadian teams had some problems adjusting.
I don't think so. It's all a perception. I think 3 rocks, 4 rocks. I think the more rocks you get in play, the better curler's going to win. You know, if they make the shots, make the angle raises, call the game right, and the ice, that's the key.
The Canadian curlers certainly prefer the 3-rock rule. It makes for a little bit less congestion.
When you're up for a point, you wish you had no rules.
And I'm sure as every Yellowstone comes to rest at the back of the house, Jeff Stoughton is mentally thinking about what he has to do to guarantee himself, first of all, no worse than a tie and then a win.
Well, you know, in defense of Scotland, they played an excellent game, and they're excellent curlers. Let me tell you, they are good. And they're only going to get better. But I think the only thing that they miss is the lack of competition. Like Jeff Stoughton's team, teams in Canada play for a lot of money. They're used to throwing last rock and making last rocks pay for them all the time. I don't think that happens very much in Scotland and in Europe.
Well, Scotland has been the runner-up for the World Championship on 9 occasions. They've only won it twice. It looks as though this is going to be runner-up year number 10, and for Canada, championship year number 24.
And, you know, I think Scotland is only 2 rocks away from being world champions. Really, they are. That's how close they are. If you could bring these 4 gentlemen over to Canada and say, okay, look, here's what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to coach you, I'm going to train you, and I'm going to put you in all the cash deals and everything else. They would go back to Europe and they wouldn't lose a game because they are that good. It's just they need a little bit more of that competitive curling.
Well, Warwick Smith certainly made an impression in his first World Championship appearance.
Did he ever? You can't say enough about David Hay, Peter Smith, and David Smith. Excellent curlers. wonderful to watch and real gentlemen.
But let's sing the praises of this Canadian team. They put on a spectacular show at the Briar in Kamloops, and they've duplicated that performance here in Hamilton in the World Championship.
And not only that, when they peel off rocks, and they've had the odd miss here and there today, but let me tell you, when they peel off rocks, they're so accurate. They're so good.
A much more relaxed Jeff Stoughton right now with a big smile for the camera. The wives are still a little nervous.
It's going to be close. Yeah, got me a shot.
So Scotland is mathematically eliminated. They will be nervous right until the last round.
Well, the Scots must now get their next 3 stones in the rings to force an extra end. Ken Tresser is going to attempt the removal.
Why would they hit the one in the rings and they can't win? That's not a bad idea, Jeff. Not a boy. Oh, I forgot. Forget it now.
I think Warwick said, yeah, why were you worrying about that center guard?
Actually, Warwick was standing in front of it, so he couldn't see it. You gotta love it.
Well, with this shot by Ken Tresser, this championship could come to an end. And it looks as though it's right on target. It's time to shake hands. Canada has done it. For the 8th time in world curling history, it's a double for Canada. Both the men's and women's world championship reside in this country for the next year.
Pretty good girl. Yeah, good boy.
That's a boy. You did a good job. Awesome. Awesome, Paul. Excellent. Good job. Excellent game. Excellent game, Kenny. Good game.
Well, the most relaxed individual out there appears to be Jeff Stoughton.
Absolutely. And Kenny Tresser. They're just great people. Fun to be around. Great curlers.
Hey, boys, we'll be home soon, eh?
And a great credit for the game of curling.
And this goes into the books as a 6-2 Canadian victory over Scotland for the World Championship.
The team we selected to work on the new tours had an incredible amount of passion.
Craftsmanship was a very important part of the design.
It's all elliptical, inside and out.
It's actually sculpted around the components of the engine.
So the hood actually flowed into the lamps.
Everything has a nice moving form, a sculptural form.
Our main objective and goal is to create a breakthrough design and put everybody else a step behind us.
Redesigned, re-engineered, reinvented the 1996 Ford Taurus.
There are cuts being made to our country's healthcare system. And the fact is, you're going to have to take better care of yourself. HealthWatch is one way to do it. HealthWatch is a number of services we're offering that can help you look after yourself and your family at no extra cost. You'll hear more about it over the next few months. And when you do, listen to what's being said, because it's important and it can help.
Aha! Oh, hi! I'm using this ordinary telescope to take a look at auto repairs. My hunch is we're going to see something kind of interesting here, and look, there it is right now. At some places, you're not allowed to see what's going on with your car. However, at Midas, things are completely different. Look at this. They take you under the car. They let you see just what needs fixing and what can wait. You're in the loop, I tell you. Midas, the way it should be.
Dog owners, now you can have a trained, well-behaved dog. One that goes where you want him to go, comes when you call him, sits, heels, and responds with a noticeable difference after just one lesson. Guaranteed. It's David Dykman's Command Performance Dog Training System. Command Performance comes with 2 full-length videos, 10 easy-to-follow field cards, a 15-foot professional training lead, and David Dykman's Command Performance Owner's Manual. I'm so convinced my Command Performance system can work with your dog that if you don't see a dramatic difference after just one lesson, simply send it back for a full refund.
The results are astounding. I think that anybody with any dog using this system can have a well-trained dog.
Order now and have the kind of relationship with your dog that you've always wanted.
The first 20 minutes proved to me that it works.
The difference is like night and day. It's just wonderful.
To order Command Performance, send check or money order for $49.95 plus shipping and handling to the address shown. Write or call now.
How to stay out of debt when you say I do.
People providing those services play to those emotions.
You have to figure out how much fluff you want and how much you're willing to spend.
The price tag for the wedding? Do I have to answer?
Marketplace, Tuesday night at 7:30 on CBC.
It's the policy of ABC News to apologize when we make a mistake.
The story of how 2 of the world's largest TV networks back down from the tobacco industry.
You are to do no more reporting.
The Fifth Estate, Tuesday night at 8 on CBC.
Welcome back to Cops Coliseum, the victory celebration. The Canadian men's team winning the world title with a win over Scotland. It's a sweep for the curlers here in the world curling. And just to recap the scoring for you, as we look at the wives coming down and joining in the celebration. The scoring recap for Team Canada. They scored 1 in the second end, a deuce in the fifth end. They scored another deuce in the seventh end. They stole another single in the ninth end. Jeff Stoughton's with me now. I don't remember you missing a shot this game. Can you?
Yeah, I rolled out in 8, so...
I don't think that's a miss. Gosh, if that's your idea of a miss, that's incredible. What was your favorite shot of the end? Was it that chip out in the fourth end when it was looking like they might be sitting a few bears?
Yeah, it looked like they had a steal almost set up there, and, we threw a pretty hard one there, and the guys swept it well, so that saved the end.
Then in the eighth end, when it looked like Stoughton might come back with a deuce, we're going to show it to you. Here's your key double in this end as well.
Yeah, ice was pretty straight going to the corners with weight, so we gave right beside the rock the line, and Kenny and I yelled yeah at the same time, and worked out very well.
You looked so calm and so cool out there. Even your reaction to winning was, oh, there it goes. It was almost like you knew you were going to do it. Inside, were you just a little bit nervous or excited?
Pretty excited, but, 4Up coming home, team just played so great all week. I got to give my hats off to them. 4Up coming home, it's not anticlimactic to win a World, but you just knew you were going to win, so it wasn't as tense as it would be for a last shot win, but the guys just played so good. We're great champions, those guys. Proud of them.
For a guy like you that grew up around curling and following your parents to the club and your dad, Jack, who was a technical producer for CBC's curling coverage, this must be a thrill for you.
Oh, yeah, it's just great. I mean, I think anyone who's competing competitively always wants to win a world championship, and I tell you, everyone was telling us you got to finish it off, and the guys played so well, and it's just unbelievable. Great feeling.
Yeah, you better say hi to your kids back home. I think they're missing their dad.
Hi, Riley and Cole. We'll be home tomorrow. See ya.
And as a world champion, kids, so you better be bowing to them. We'll be back to talk to Scotland when we return here at Cops Coliseum. Stay with us here on CBC. Canada beating Scotland 6-2. Yeah, Steve Gould, the lead, is one half. Big fan for throwing kisses. We'll be back after this.
Hope you've got an insurance broker. Because an independent insurance broker works for you as a highly trained insurance expert who anticipates your needs to cover you best.
Let me give you Frank's #1 rule. Never argue with a guy holding a meat cleaver. You don't have to believe me, but I say no other brand of sandwich meat tastes as good as Maple Leaf flakes of ham. I say Maple Leaf trim their meat as carefully as I do. 100% cured ham. I say you can trust the taste of Maple Leaf. I say Maple Leaf is a cut above. You can argue with me, but I don't think you should.
According to Frank, Maple Leaf is a cut above.
My dream house would be a big house with stairs that go like this and with a big chandelier. There would be a humongous horse. I'd have the main floor, and it would have a room for my pets. Rusty. His name is Rusty.
To see how you can be home free faster, get expert help, the right plan, and guaranteed competitive rates, see your CIBC personal banker or call now.
Dawson's house bigger than this.
At CIBC, we're working to see what you see.
The best advice was from my mother, who said everything has to be spotless.
Tide challenged Tony Loschiavo, owner of Elite Catering, to put new Tide with stain releasers to the test and let his tough stains set in for 7 days.
Coffee, chocolate, red wine's a killer to get out. If I don't wash these right away, they'll be finished.
Don't settle for the results of the next leading detergent, when now new stain releaser Tide gets out more set-in stains than ever before.
Amazing. Tide got out the set-in stains that I thought were there for good.
New stain releaser Tide. Fresh thinking on set-in stains.
It's time to play.
Roll up the rim to win.
At Tim Hortons, where everything's always fresh. Even the prizes.
Win.
One of 15 1997 Ford Escort LX sedans or wagons.
Roll up the rim to win. 5,000.
Trolley mountain bikes.
Or over 8 million Tim Hortons prizes.
Roll up the rim to win.
Drink the coffee first, people.
Roll up the rim to win.
They're rolling off the line.
I want to win a bike.
I'll have the chili.
Chili? You should know better.
And I'll have the fries.
Fries? You should know better.
And now I'll have Tums Ultra.
New Tums Ultra is our highest strength ever. It goes to work in seconds, neutralizing stomach acid to relieve heartburn and indigestion fast. And unlike many antacids, Tums Ultra has calcium.
Something your body uses anyway. You'll like that.
I'll have the chili. I know. I should know.
Hope you've got an insurance broker. Because an independent insurance broker works for you as a highly trained insurance expert who anticipates your needs to cover you best.
Welcome back to Cops Coliseum. Canada beating Scotland 6-2 in the men's championship game. Certainly one of the finest curling games that we have witnessed. So many great shots. It was going to be hard to beat Jeff Stoughton today.
Yeah, he played very well. Played well all week.
He has played well all week. Every time it looked like you guys had something going, like in the 8th end, he came up with that incredible double kill to kind of stymie you again. What would it take today to kind of beat this team?
I don't know. You have to make all your shots, and unfortunately, we didn't make them all. And Jeff's team did. They played very, very well.
One of the real showstoppers today was your big shot in the 4th end, I think it was, where you played that raise coming back onto the 2 Canadian rocks. It was just really, really well played.
Yeah, they come off occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. You seem to keep coming up with them end after end after end. And Jeff was just always there with that other shot. But still, for your first trip to a World Championship, you got to be pleased.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. I'm quite pleased with this. Obviously, we want to go one better. Runner-up isn't much of a consolation just now, but I'm sure we come back and do well again.
You gave us a lot of thrills throughout the week. We know you guys will be back, and we look forward to another showdown like this. Next time, maybe you guys will come out on top. But thanks for all the great curling throughout the week and again today.
Thanks very much.
All right, and we'll be back with Don and Don's thoughts on today's game. Plus, of course, we still have the presentations of the goals of Team Canada. We will be back here at the World, here on CBC after this.
Many traits combine to make a good curler. Creativity, innovation, and dedication. I'm Russ Howard, and throughout this series, I'd like to share with you a few of the tips that have helped make me successful. Here's a shot we were faced with in the 92 Skins game. All we've got left is a double raise onto the top of our red one. We're trying to drive the red one straight back. All we can really do is hope that the angle comes off a little bit differently, because the angle, the way we've got it lined up here, is actually going to miss the red stone. But we played this shot enough that because they're closer together, if I hit it dead on with sufficient force, we can change the angle 6 to 8 inches, and it worked. Geometry is the key to a good hitting game. It's like snooker on ice. If you want to be successful, you had better know your angles. For Forward Hot Shots, I'm Russ Howard.
museum closes in 10 minutes.
There's no toilet paper.
Oh boy, here we go.
Hey, this way.
Introducing new Scott Purex Extra. It's as pillowy soft and strong as ever, but now it's also extra long. In fact, it's a double roll.
I'm coming, I'm coming. This Scott stuff never runs out.
Scott Purex Extra. Soft, strong, and now twice as long.
Maybe you think only those jet set types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Hi, it's me. Flight's delayed.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
Late. Can I skip my bath?
They're practically child's play.
Attention, Flight 11 is delayed.
Can I call you back?
With Nokia's big, easy-to-read screens, last number redial, and sleek designs.
No, don't hold dinner. I'm eating my body weight in hot dogs. No, wait up. You gotta tuck me in.
So get set to join the jet set. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
Aha. Oh, hi. I'm using this ordinary telescope to take a look at auto repairs. My hunch is we're going to see something kind of interesting here, and look, there it is right now. At some places, you're not allowed to see what's going on with your car. However, at Midas, things are completely different. Look at this. They take you under the car. They let you see just what needs fixing and what can wait. You're in the loop, I tell you. Midas, the way it should be.
The fact is, all cars are targets for car theft. New cars may have a higher value, but older cars can bring in big cash for their parts. So if you're not using the club, you're inviting a thief to steal your car. Stop. Don't fall prey to car theft. Get the club. Statistics show that the club is over 99% effective in reducing auto theft. Protect your vehicle from theft with the club. Now available in a variety of highly visible colors.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 1996 Men's World Curling Champions from Canada. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the President of the World Curling Federation, Mr. Gunther Hummel.
Dear athletes, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the World Curling Federation, I'm honored to talk to you wonderful athletes. The 4th World Curling Championships in Hamilton have been exciting. The skill and dedication to the great sport of curling give all of us the incentive to keep growing and to remain a popular Olympic sport. Congratulations to you all.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Tony Friedel, Vice President, Public Affairs, Ford of Canada.
Sheriff, and thank you for a great job all week here. I guess if there's one thing that's better than winning one world championship, it's winning 2 world championships. So, on behalf of Ford and our dealers and our employees from coast to coast, we're proud to be a part of this event because of the great competition. Thank you very much.
Gunther Hummel and Roy Sinclair will now present the World Curling Federation Championship Trophy to the 1996 Ford World Curling Champions. Been a long week, hasn't it? These are the champions. We know them anyway. Team Canada. Tony Frito, the Vice President, Public Affairs of Ford of Canada, now will present a special commemorative ring exclusively crafted for the winner of this 1996 Ford World Curling Championship. Presentation going to Canadian 5th, Daryl Gunlison. The lead, Steve Gould. Second, Gary Vandenberg. Vice, Ken Presser. And skip, Jeff Stoughton.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Perfect fit.
Congratulations.
Now the trays and medals will be presented to the medal winners, and to present the gold medals to the 1996 Ford World Curling Champions from Canada, Sheila Cox will make those presentations. Sheila? Shooter coach Norm Gould, Daryl Gunlison, the 5th, lead Steve Gould, 2nd, Gary Vandenberg, Vice Ken Presser, skip Jeff Stoughton.
You got to grow a little bit more hair for the... Okay, come on.
You'll have to ask these boys to do too. Yep. He does. He said, well, I think they did say 6. I don't know. Yeah, they said 10 here.
I'll just give you a double click. We can. Jeff's going to get an extra one. We'll get another one for Berkshire.
Thank you.
I think they're -1.
Thanks again.
Now, can we hit that with that cash?
And now Mr. Humboldt and Roy Sinclair will continue with the presentations. First to the silver medal winners from Scotland. Coach Brian Binney, 5th Richard Dixon, lead David Hay, 2nd Peter Smith, Vice David Smith, skip Warwick skip.
More one? Excuse me. Okay, like. Great. There you go. And one for the man at the end. That's it. We're one short. I'll have to do this. Right, you give us a watch.
And now the bronze medal winners from Switzerland. Coach Frederick Jean, 5th Stephen Kaiser, lead Diego Perez, 2nd Daniel Gutnack, Vice Patrick Lorcher, and skip Patrick Herleman. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you to rise as the flags are raised and we hear the national anthem of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Frito Ford will now present the Zodiac Ultimate Sports Watch, manufactured in Switzerland, to our 1996 Ford World Champions. Of the 96 men's Ford World Curling Champions, Jeff Stoughton. Jeff, come on down.
I think I would just really like to thank my team first. They played wonderful all week. Thank you guys. Making the job easy. Thank you. I'd like to thank Ford for sponsoring such a wonderful event. Without the sponsors, we wouldn't be out here playing in a great facility like the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, so thank you, Ford, putting on a great show this week. I'd like to thank Shorty and his ice crew for making the best ice ever. We've just had a great week here. The volunteers have just been fantastic. The place is rocked. The place is unbelievable. We couldn't have asked for a better place to curl in with the fan support here in Hamilton and back home in Winnipeg. We'd like to thank them all for cheering us on. We really, really appreciate it. And Winnipeg, we're going to have a great time when we get home, and it's just wonderful. I'd also like to thank TSN and CBC for putting on a great week of curling and for the finals here. Unbelievable to be able to show it across Canada, so thank you, TSN and CBC. Once again, I'd just like to congratulate my guys. They just had a great week, and let's have a good time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Stoughton and his Canadian crew are on top of the world and completing a sweep here at the World Championships. We'll be back with some final thoughts here at the Worlds after this.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
Owning a home today in this economic environment.
This home is the one we're going to stay in the rest of our lives.
I think you feel very fortunate if you do own one. When we think about renewing our mortgage, we're not that great at it. That's what we look to the bank for, because you want to make sure that you make the right decision.
To see how you can be home free faster, get expert help, the right plan, and guaranteed competitive rates. See your CIBC personal banker or call now.
We'd have a bit of a barn burner when the mortgage is paid off.
At CIBC, we're working to see what you see.
Voila, the telephone.
Oh, good. Where was it?
Microwave. I guess we should sign up for one of these long-distance things, huh?
Well, everyone we know is back east.
Yeah. Well, I think this says we can get 20% off. Well, it's only on 3 numbers.
3? That's it?
Introducing a long-distance plan that makes sense. 25% off. All calls, anytime, anywhere. When you spend $25 a month, call 1-800-806-1166.
Did you have anything to do with this?
What are you saying? I complicate things?
I'm just saying. There's got to be something better, that's all.
Imagine hearing the call of the road, not the road itself. Imagine the world at your fingertips. Imagine an automobile so precisely engineered, it feels as if it were formed from a single piece of steel. Imagine a choice of sedan or wagon for the same price. Introducing the all-new 1996 Mercury Sable. Could you imagine anything better?
Its hallowed halls house some of the world's greatest historical treasures.
Hello, I'm Peter Ustinov. Join me on a magnificent journey inside the Vatican.
A special 5-part series with Peter Ustinov begins Sunday, April 7th.
In the beginning was the image.
Television, the drug of the nation.
Ours is the central business of the age and a tremendous force for good.
Moses Neimer presents TV, the television revolution, beginning April 9th on CBC. The Ford World Curling Championships on CBC. Brought to you by Ford of Canada, makers of the 1997 F-150, built for today's driving needs. By Labatt, good things brewing. By CIBC Trust, your will and estate planning and investment management professionals. And by Unitel, working with AT&T Canada.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cops Coliseum. Steve Gould getting a big hug from his teammate, the lead on the team. He always jumps the highest, and he certainly was jumping for joy today with Canada beating Scotland 6-2 to clinch the World Men's Curling Championship and completing a sweep. As we look at Jack and Jeff Stoughton, a hug for each other and a kiss too. Jack Stoughton, of course, starting with CBC back in, well, we don't want to get too, go way too back, do we? Back in 61, though, working on the curling coverage for CBC. You probably never in a million years dreamed that your son would be here playing on CBC for the world title.
That's for sure. But it happened, and I'm so proud.
You must be very
really proud of it. And
you
I'm
taught him everything.
My ulcers, oh, absolutely. I taught him everything he knows. But my ulcers are in bad shape.
Not an ulcer. And tell me about your daughter that couldn't come.
Oh, Cindy. Yeah, Cindy's sitting in Winnipeg, and she phoned this morning, and she was so excited that she said, I can't even sleep. So I just want to say, hi, Cindy. Hope you're fine, and we'll see you tomorrow.
But she is 9 months pregnant. Yeah.
Almost, almost ready, yes.
It must be quite a thrill, though, for you to be watching here today after all your years at CBC, helping getting curling started on television. It certainly has come a long way.
Yes, I think it was in 61 we had the first game from Brandon, and I happened to be on that one, and we were the ones that set up the center line, and we've done a few things.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I think the most impressive thing you did was teach your son how to curl. He certainly put on a great show today. Right now we're going up to two of your former buddies, still buddies, Don Whitman and Don Duguid. You know, Don Duguid's been doing this for 25 straight years now. Incredible.
Don's nearly as old as I am.
I know it. Gentlemen, your thoughts on today's great shot making?
Thank you, Colleen, and yes, there is no question. There was some tremendous shot making by both sides, but Jeff Stoughton seemed to have almost a presence on the curling ice at the Briar in Kamloops and here at the World Championship. There was almost a feeling he isn't going to lose.
Well, you know, we've covered a lot of curling, and I've watched a lot of curling, and I can honestly say that I've never seen a curler so controlled at what he does. Like, I mean, he never got excited. If he had to draw to the button, he did that. If he had to make a double, he did that. He got great support from his teammates. I mean, Kenny Trester just played outstanding all month in the Briar, as did his front end. So, I mean, it was just a team destined to win. Any other team, Scotland might have won, but not today.
And Team Canada has more to look forward to, of course. They have an opportunity to perhaps represent this country at the 1998 Winter Olympic Games in Japan. And that should be quite a playdown in Brandon, and that's where Jeff Stoughton won his Manitoba Championship to go on to the Briar and the World. So that Keystone Center should be rocking in the fall of '97, and that's going to be a tremendous battle for the right to represent Canada in the Olympic Games.
Well, there's no question, because there'll be a lot of great curlers there, so like you say, it'll be a great exhibition of curling.
Well, a tremendous show by the rink from the Charleswood Curling Club in Winnipeg, as Jeff Stoughton has Canada's 24th Men's World Championship with a 6-2 win over Warwick Smith of Scotland. Colleen?
Thanks, Don, and what a terrific way to finish up our curling coverage here on CBC. We hope you've enjoyed our season of champions. We've had some great shot making, and certainly we saw it here today with Jeff Stoughton wrapping things up for us and completing the sweep for Team Canada. Now, we want to tell you about a few other things coming up on CBC. First off, after your late local news tonight, the Brazilian Grand Prix, you can watch Jacques Villeneuve trying to win the F1 race. And the World Freestyle, the Owens Corning World Freestyle, will also be on next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern. Well, the bagpipes are warming up here. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you again next season.
CBC Sports, home of the champions. Join Wendy Mesley for Sunday Report tonight at 10 on